Hello, welcome back to the Gaming Corner. I'm KG,
And I'm Twilight.
and we are finally at doing moments for step 3.
Yeah, we're finally here in step 3.
Yeah. So, I think we should start with DLC because I'm pretty sure we've already played the base game a long time, so I'm really looking forward to the DLC.
All right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, it just came out recently too, right?
Yeah, so yeah. Which one should we do first? That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
See.
I say late shift.
Late shift?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's do late shift. After lunch, you ran into Baxter. He was more happy for an impromptu hangout in your neighborhood. He idly spoke about the first time he had bought a shirt online. Apparently, the website hadn't been in English, so he made do with automatic online translations. His unique fashion sense and was eccentric in more than one way. Finding out eclectic. Finding out how he filled out his wardrobe answered some of your questions about his look. He smiled in fond remembrance.
I measured myself multiple times to make sure I could order the correct size. It wasn't as if I'd be able to ship it back if there were problems. Yeah, relatable.
Yeah.
But to make a long story short, it arrived in one piece. Multiple months later, at that point, I wasn't going to complain. It was a physical object in my hands.
He gestured to his arm for emphasis. As he did, Baxter glanced at his wrist and a watch that wasn't there.
Anyway, I hope I'm not taking too much of your time with this.
You were currently taking it easy for a bit before you had to get ready for work. You had an unusual closing shift at your job today.
Well, I would have the time right now. It's just I have to work later. It's kind of weird. I don't usually close today, but what can you do? Ko's already working. He's at the old library as an assistant. Wow.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah, that is different.
Maybe it's because of his personality. I don't know. I don't know how. Maybe.
Yeah, that's very different.
Yeah.
It fits him. He's lucky he found such a nice gig in this town. Cove likes having his mornings and early afternoons free, so he always takes the later shifts. So I guess after I get to work, we'll both be at our jobs for pretty much the rest of the day.
Baxter nodded understandingly. He was more interested than what you had him expected to be.
What do you do? At the public library too. Also, work at the Tropical Place restaurant. I work at a mall kiosk. It sells phone cases. That's very interestingly common.
I have not seen this. I've seen both of these.
I haven't,
but
yeah.
I haven't either. So I'm curious.
What was it? I haven't seen the tropical one yet, and I haven't seen the kiosk. But yeah, let's see the mall kiosk. Let's do it.
Yeah, I have not seen the kiosk.
I'll do the tropical restaurant on my own time.
On my own. It's like, I'll do it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
He grinned as he just said you had an exciting career as a movie star.
Interesting.
Well.
Now that I know where and when you work, does that mean I should avoid visiting the place at that time, or should I conveniently happen to bump into you during your shift?
He chuckled at his directness. He could really be more straightforward at times.
I wouldn't mind seeing you there. I'd absolutely love having a distraction during my shift. It doesn't matter to me. You show up if you want. I'm going to be pretty busy working. Avoid it. You said nothing.
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Baxter. It's not like he's trying to flirt with us while we're dating Cove.
I know. If you were single, then yeah.
If we were single, probably.
Yeah.
He doubted he would make himself a bother. It could even be fun. He tilted his head with excitement in his eyes.
Then I might have another stop to make on my outing this evening. Thanks, Baxter. I gotta get going. Good luck, Sheena.
He waved at you as you peeled off towards your house. You reached your front door and gave Baxter one final nod before you went inside.
You finished preparing early. You prepared on time. You were late and rushing to keep up. You were late, but still relaxed.
I usually finish on early.
Me, I would be just prepared on time. I used to be very late and rushing to keep up, but I'm fine. Or if I were late, I would just be relaxed because I'm tired at that time. But yeah, I'm on time mostly. So
Okay, we'll go for on time. You changed into your uniform and assessed yourself in the mirror. You were sure your hair was clean and it did not take long to transform yourself into someone on work ready. You ate a quick snack before leaving the house. You were right on time for your commute. You unlocked the family car and climbed in. After you turned your key, you were off to another day of work. You arrived at the building and went in at a leisurely pace. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary that day. Before you fully settled into your shift, you sent a quick text to Cove that you made it to work alright. Your phone buzzed with his response before you had finished stowing in your pocket. Cove sent a positive "you can do it" message that made you smile. You got going at your kiosk and cast your sights on the group of people going through the mall and look like they might be reproachable. You were required to talk to people and try to convince them to buy. It had taken some getting used to at the start. Some would ignore you while others would politely say they weren't interested. However, occasionally you get a bite and you'd reel them into a sale.
you were really happy with your job. You didn't think your job was bad. You were only working there because you couldn't find something better. You could barely stand working there. I mean, it depends on how bad it is, but yeah.
Do you just want to randomize it?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay. Let me just pull out the randomizer because I forgot about it. There it goes. 4. 2. You didn't think your job was bad. It was actual work, something that you didn't truly enjoy, but it was okay and you got paid for it, and that made it all worthwhile. Eventually you hit a room and the rest of the afternoon slipped by. During a slow moment, you heard a distinct, unfamiliar voice.
Excuse me?
You turned your head and saw Baxter sauntering towards you. He really did turn up just to visit.
Baxter, I was starting to wonder if you were going to show. Look around and take it all in.
He grinned with a tilt of his head.
Is this a good time? Yeah, I'm not too busy right now.
Excellent.
You saw his eyes search the place, clearly never having been before. Baxter stared down in various phone cases. His ringed fingers tapped on the glass case as he expected them.
Do you need one? No.
You looked at the cases again and then back up at your questioning face.
Though I could be sold on one. What?
He leaned on the counter with a smirk and waited for your move.
Please? You attempt a sales pitch. I'm not going to do that. You didn't know what to say. You attempt to stay a sales pitch.
Yeah, why not? Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do it. Well, we have white cases. We've got black cases. We even have white and black cases. What more could a discerning man like yourself need?
He snorted loudly enough that he felt the need to bring a hand to his face, incredibly entertained.
You are very convincing. I might have to buy a phone case after all. Could you help find one that fits my model?
With that, you slipped back into customer service mode. He raised an eyebrow at your cheeky expression.
That won't be a problem at all, sir.
Not bad.
Sir, that works for me.
You and Baxter spent a little more time together chatting about what you should get. Eventually, a decision was made and he was off to explore more of the town. You're glad he came by. It was a nice break from real customers, but you had to get back to your usual tasks. You checked the clock, set high on the side wall. With how late it was time for your meal break. You breathed with a sigh and a relief and left your station. You found a quiet place to eat, and that was out of eyeshot of most people, and pulled out your phone. You typed out text to Cove to let him know that you were having dinner. You took your first bite of your meal, and Cove replied with an okay. Your phone came back to life, and he let you know he'd already taken his long break, but still had a short one he could take. With him on breaks as well, he could ask if he could call. You're happy for a chance to talk. You've been wanting to spend some time with him. He was made aware of that, and you sent back one more text for a thumbs up. Then you got a call, except as soon as you saw it was Cove.
Hey.
Frick. Hi, Sheena.
Hi.
Today's been going by really quickly.
Definitely, I guess. You continue to listen to him.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's not that busy today.
It felt like barely any time had passed since this morning. All in all, the week itself has been going by really fast. Cove laughed quietly. You should have seen it. When I got to my shift earlier, there was a huge fight going on with the schedule. I just try to stay out of it. I'm lucky no one else wants to close. It's not something I gotta defend. Some ships are way too competitive. He shook his head at the memory. You wondered how the ships had been sorted out in the end. He didn't bother to elaborate further on his workplace drama. I hope nothing's going on with you. This isn't normally when you work in.
It's fine. I make sure to almost always have a good schedule. I was open to a change of pace. I got stuck with a bad deal, but I have had no choice. I'm getting through it. It's nothing. It's nothing.
It's nothing. You weren't going to get bent out of shape over an odd shift. He made a small hum at the acknowledgement. At least we're on the same boat.
Yeah. Maxter showed up here earlier.
Wow. Oh no. It's just too bad I missed him. Super busy with my own work, I guess. It's a shame. His tone was joking, at least mostly. You shook your head and tried to hide your grin. The conversation drifted off as Cove grew quiet. I just realized he works in the library.
Yeah, right? Why?
Why do you need to fight a schedule over the library? It's
I know, right? It's the library.
If it was the tropical restaurant, that's understandable because food work service and stuff. But the library, come on.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
I can't stay too much longer. It's busy. You imagine he was looking at some clock the same way you had earlier. Go sighed. The two of you had only started to talk, and yet it was somehow over.
Bye.
The word was flat. He was down before leaving. There was a second of silence before he pulled himself together. We'll have more time later.
Right. Bye.
You let him go and finished up your meal on your own. Just as you were clearing up, your phone vibrated. Cole found some time to sneak in a quick scan, just a few more hours until closing. You smiled as you finished your break. It was time to get back to work. Customers continued to trickle in, even though it was getting closer and closer to closing time. Before you can jump back into work, you heard your phone's quiet jingle in your pocket. It had to be a check, but there's no way you could check it out now. Your phone made another quiet noise, making your hand twitch. Wanting to check it still, it would have to wait. Shaking off the distraction, you quickly fell back into the rhythm of things. There were still plenty of tasks that had to be done. You were unpacking some new pieces, absorbed in the moment when you felt like you were being watched. Glancing up, you saw someone stopping by at the counter.
Hi, how can I help you?
Okay. I'm looking for a case with paw prints on it. I saw online that this store is supposed to have it. Do you? They lifted their phone to show you the model. You knew what it was and the cases that fit for that.
Oh, I'll check. Be right back.
It nodded and stood off to the side while you scooted around the other side of the stall. Your eyes scanned the boxes for the case that the customer described. You didn't get to look very long when the echo of fast-moving footsteps pulled your attention away. Bracing yourself, you could only watch while they formed right by your counter. They pushed a cracked phone in your hands. I bought this here the other day. It's ridiculous. I only dropped my phone once. Their mouth opened to speak, but they started waving in one of their hands. They don't even bother trying to sell me a new one. I just want a refund. I won't be buying from here again. They pulled out the crumb receipt out of their pocket and toothed it out before tossing it onto the counter. For a split second, you can only stare at the broken phone case in your hands. You weren't sure what else you could do besides give them a refund. There weren't a lot of special guidelines or procedures to follow in this tiny shop except to find some way to sell stuff. Hastily, you read over the receipt. It was here. You went through the process with the customer and gave their money back. They were off the moment they had the cash in hand, wondering about what a waste of time this was. Taking a deep breath, you tried to relax, but you spotted the customer you were helping before. You couldn't quite puzzle their expression, but they were watching you sternly. It struck that they still wanted you to pick out a case for them. The kind they asked for was with
Paw prints.
paw prints. It's like this. The first sweep around the stall, you missed it, but the second you found it among the other brightly colored cases. Telling Sophie you wondered if the pattern was supposed to be a cat or a dog print, but you brought over the case over to where the customer was waiting.
I'm really sorry about the wait. Oh gosh, that feels so relatable.
Yeah. The customer glanced at the phone case in your hand. Their expression softened. That's the one I was looking for, thanks. Your smile widened while you went through the motions of ringing things up at the register. You were glad that you found the right case and you were definitely ready to be busy doing anything else. Your body was starting to tire out from the busyness of today. Luckily, you had one more short break. You took a seat and finally checked those messages from earlier. And there was one from Mom.
Would you mind stopping by the grocery store on your way home to pick up some asparagus and peppers for dinner tomorrow? Can't make it myself. Deadlines are tight right now. Thank you and have a great day. You sighed, you shook your head in frustration, you shrugged. You didn't mind the request, you were happy to do it. You shrugged. Like, fine.
A trip to the grocery store wasn't anywhere on your mental to-do list today, but there was no use of getting upset about a minor detour. You sent a back can-do. You weren't expecting to hear her text anytime soon, though you did get already a thanks for it. There was no reason at this point to check the other message you got earlier. A fond smile spread across your face and your heart fluttered in your chest when you read it. It was from Cove. Just a few more hours to closing, you can do it. You knew that Cove was supposed to be busy working too, and yet he still found a moment to sneak a text in. Not a bit of that surprised you.
You smiled and shook your head, not planning on answering him. You messaged back, you're still gonna get fired. You messaged back, same.
It's like, yeah. You messaged back, oh yeah, same, dude. And so I'm gonna be seeing you in a couple hours. But yeah. Cove responded briefly seconds later. You chuckled, wondering how his day was going in comparison to yours.
You planned on sneakily sending him messages for the rest of your shift. You decided to leave the conversation there. Then you told him you could talk after your shift.
You told him you could talk to him after your shift.
Yeah, I can't do the sneaky messages thing.
Yeah, no.
That's too risky. Talk to you when I'm off.
Yeah. After that, you slipped your phone back into your pocket, texting and Cove easily lifted your spirits tenfold. You felt you were ready to tackle the rest of your shift. He was always there for you when you needed him, no matter what. The thought of a warm smile brought to your face. For another minute, you stretched your arms high over your head and imagined how nice falling to a bed later was going to be. You sighed. Hopefully your shift would go by in a blink of an eye. You jumped back into the rhythm of things. The last of the customers had finally exited the building. It was time to close. When all the doors were locked, you exhaled loudly. The whole place was officially closed.
You were worn down. You felt relieved. You were pumped that you were done. Your mind was still stuck on the incident that happened earlier. That was okay, you thought. Not the worst you've seen. I'm worn down. I bet.
Yeah, worn down.
Yeah,
too.
I'm always worn down.
I'm always
every
tired
time.
after a shift.
Yeah, same.
Today ended up being a long one, mentally and physically. Shifting how you were standing, you winced. The soles of your feet felt pain. There was no doubt in your mind that you were going to be stiff and sore in the morning. While you were shuffling around in the closed-up shop, you had to call. Will come in, Chove. It was Cove. You know that he spent the majority of the day working overtime. You hadn't been sure if you heard from him. You picked up his call immediately. Hey, just finished, you?
Yeah. So, today sucked. I'm quitting as soon as possible. Then you groaned. Your eyes teared up. How are you doing? How are you doing?
How are you doing, Gove? I'm fine. Nothing about the tone of his voice was convincing. You frowned, worrying over what might have happened during the shift.
Are you okay?
Are you alright? His question was gentle and earnest. You can imagine the way his eyebrows would be furrowing right now. You had to answer truthfully to that.
As okay as I can be after a bad day. No, I'm not. Wait, what happened again?
The customer asked for a refund for a broken phone case.
Oh yeah, right. I thought it was no big deal.
Yeah, as okay as I feel like as okay as I can be after a bad day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
I get it. Okay, I know work is hard. I'm sure you did a good job today. His voice grew soft, and you wish Clove could see the small smile he put on your face. There was a pause where you took a few deep breaths.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, and remember, at least we're both in this together.
Always.
Right. Are you heading home after this?
Actually, I have to run an errand for my mom.
Where to?
The grocery store. My mom texted me earlier asking if I'd pick up a couple of things.
Oh,
You should come with me.
It was late, and you knew Cole wanted to go home, but immediately you wanted the company. He eased at that concern by speaking softly. Yeah, sure, I can go shopping with you.
It's nice of you to do this.
not really.
Not really. I like spending time with you.
Thanks. I like that too.
Moments later, you had your things together and you were ready to swing by the store. You were out the door within minutes. You pulled into one of the many free parking spots at the neighborhood 24-hour grocery store. You hit the code when he parked next to you. There was a salty smell in the air as the two of you strolled through the dim parking lot. The local burger joint on the other side of the pavement guaranteed the place was always smelling like fries. Your eyes squinted at the change of lighting when you made it inside the building. The automatic door shut behind you. Would you truly having arrived? Cole raised his brow curiously.
So?
So, what are we here for again?
Asparagus and peppers. It's for something my moms are making tomorrow.
Sounds good. This will be a short trip.
Uh-huh.
You idly scanned the front room for a basket you could use. A full cart wasn't necessary.
You felt responsible having your parents rely on you. You were already looking forward to tomorrow's dinner. It was overwhelming how much you had to take care of. What? It was overwhelming how much you had to take care of? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. You couldn't stand the thought of making it longer. That was all there was to it. That was all that was
Yeah.
the last one.
This was the simple stuff that you weren't thinking much about. You spotted the baskets and caught a glimpse of yourself while looking down to pick one up.
You know, it feels funny to be in some other store while in a uniform from a different place.
Cuff snickered while sliding up beside you.
Right?
Right? It's like we're wearing a costume right after Halloween is over. But I just hope no one thinks we work here. The uniforms is totally different, but you never know. Well, Cove's not really wearing a uniform. It's more like a button-up and like pants. I don't know what
It
we're
still
wearing.
makes sense. It still
He's-
looks
he's
like
just-
something.
He just looks like he's just wearing his ID card, but that's really it.
Yeah, but I don't know. It might still make confuse people. Yeah, people.
Basket in hand, you amble toward the vegetable section. It was set near the back, but visible right from the entrance. Cove matched your pace, keeping you at your side. The inspectors was simple enough to select. You simply pick up the bundle that looked fresh. All that's left was the peppers. There was a wrinkle in that plan. What color did they want?
She didn't say.
Then what are we gonna do? The color definitely matters. Not really.
No, it doesn't matter. We'll have to get one of every color. I'll text Mom real quick to ask. She left it out. That means I get to make the call. I don't know. What do you think? I'm just gonna ask Mom.
Yeah,
I just have to text her about it.
just text her.
Yeah, because I don't want to mess up the dish.
He nodded, satisfied with your solution. You tried to fish out your phone while balancing the basket. Cove held a hand out to take it. You accepted the help. With both hands free, you were able to type out a brief message to ask about the pepper colors. Then you stared, waiting the screen. Cove hovered nearby to peek over your shoulder. The icon appeared and you felt Cove lean even closer. Just regular green ones is one she sent back. Alright, that's easy. And right he was. You picked up the requested green peppers, tossing a few in the basket. Oops, where's the mouse? Produce acquired. All that's left was to go through the line, but as soon as you approached the cash registers, Cove stopped in his tracks. Oh, while we're here, I want to get something too. I need fruit for breakfast tomorrow. But what should I have? He glanced back unsurely at the selection you just left.
Whatever it is, you better hurry because I'm getting in line. Cove, you had plenty of time for that before we were leaving. I can go back to look with you.
Can go back to look at you.
Yeah, I can
It's a
do that.
it's a 24-hour store, so I'm like,
Yeah.
that coaxed a smile from Cove. His tension eased.
Sorry.
Thanks, Sheena, and sorry.
It's fine. We can take a little more time to do this.
Cove weirdly led you back to the fruit stands. He let his eyes wander across all the options, seriously considering his decision. Not bothering to rush, you walk up and down the produce aisle for a second time that trip. Finally, something caught his attention. Transparent cases containing fresh blueberries. Cove grinned. That's it. It'll be perfect for tomorrow.
Great.
Despite the suddenness of how it happened, you were generally glad Cove was able to get something nice for himself during the visit to the store. It made the trip even more worthwhile. Cove carried his food himself, and the two of you went back to get a spot in line. After that, you completed your separate orders for what you were getting. The produce was packed away into paper bags. There was one for you and one for Cove. You both had what you needed in hand. The errand was finished. You walked across the length of the store to reach the doors closest to where you had parked. You and Cove stepped back into the night. Cove slightly swung his bag at the back and forth as he gripped in his grip, as he appeared squinting into the dark of the parking lot. He smiled slightly, a gentle expression on his lips. Thanks for inviting me to the grocery store.
You don't have to thank me for that. Thanks for keeping me company. Sorry, I'm eating.
Yeah.
And I'm just like listening and didn't really comment on anything. Yep. What was it?
Thank my mom for sending me out to do this.
Oh. Yeah. You don't have to thank me for that. Thanks for keeping me company. Thank you for sending me out to what? Thank my mom for sending me out to do this. Wow. You're welcome. He quietly smiled back.
Thank my mom for sending me out to do this.
Thanks for keeping me company.
Uh,
That's it.
randomize it then.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It's just like,
Wait, who's doing the randomizer again? You?
me.
Oh yeah, okay.
3. Thank my mom for sending me out to do this. Your mom is pretty cool, though maybe not for asking you to do a chore. After a moment of walking further into the parking lot, he sighed mildly as nice as his cope was about this. He had to be tired after working a full shift. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
That was a brief exchange, really summed it up. Cope shook his head to himself, bemused, replaced his worn-down expression. When did a busy day go from having too many ways we wanted to play, or having some extra homework to do, spending all day at a job, then running errands after?
I don't know. When we became grown-ups. I don't know, but it sucks. Hey, this is still better than high school. You didn't have to answer. Hey, this is still better than... Okay. Yeah, it's still better than high school.
It's still better than high school.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Except
Cope's eyes
Wendy's,
narrowed
that's like hell.
Yeah. Cope's eyes narrowed at his mouth opening slightly. He was having a thought.
I think?
Your moms need this stuff tomorrow's dinner, not tonight, right?
Uh-huh.
And nothing's frozen, so you don't need to get it home urgently or anything. Would you want to go across the parking lot to that fast food place? We could get something. You know it's still open. It doesn't matter how late it is. It might be nice. He perked up at the suggestion. It sounded like fun. He started to speed walk towards it. Cove had to jog after you until he caught up. He chuckled and raised his bag of groceries. Maybe we could deal with these first. Oh yeah, we were running. We were running to the thing, and we had to.
I don't remember what happened. What?
We got excited. We started running to the fast food place, but Code caught up to us and like, I think we should get rid of these groceries first.
Oh yeah, we should put it in our car.
Yeah.
No, right.
Let's drop off the groceries off, then we can go. You agreed, and Cove strolled over to the cars, buoyed at the thought of something to look forward to. He placed his bag in the back of the car and then walked over while you finished putting up your groceries. With the groceries taken care of, it was a short walk to the burger joint. There were 3 cars lined up in the drive-thru, which wasn't too bad. You had to go all the way around the building to get into the front entrance, but you soon were under another set of bright fluorescent lights. Luckily, there was no line inside the building, so you stepped right up to the counter. You glanced over the menu. You remember eating here before with Cove, back when Kyra had taken both years ago. The menu looked pretty much the same from what you could remember. It was missing the mozzarella sticks, but most of the other items were familiar.
I guess I'll be the cashier.
Yeah.
Hello, what would you like to order?
Yes, hello. I would like everything on your dessert menu.
You burst out laughing. You gave him a, "Are you serious?" look. Hey, you stole my order. Good idea. You kept a straight face. It didn't surprise you? Just burst out laughing.
Yeah, I'll be laughing. You brushed a hand against the back of his head and his polite smile for the employee. He bent. Mom rubbed off on me. He was reminiscing on that visit too. After the cashier made sure Cove was being serious, it was your time to aim to order. You got
a hamburger.
Yeah.
With cheese.
Oh. With cheese?
Yes. I wanted... What else you want?
Jalapeno poppers.
Oh yeah, I tried those. It was too... I don't know. I guess
Spicy?
I didn't really like it. Because
it's basically like a stuffed like jalapeno pepper. Understand that. So
I guess I just what was it?
What
No,
else
it's just
you
that even though it was spicy, it was also bitter, and I didn't like bitter. Spicy chicken sandwich.
Yes, spicy chicken sandwich.
I want also a regular chicken sandwich.
We'll get a soda.
Okay, I want a milkshake and fries. Soft served sundae.
Oh,
Onion rings.
chicken nuggets,
Yes, chicken nuggets and onion rings.
onion rings, and is that
and
it?
a chocolate chip cookie.
Oh my god!
Yes, for getting all of them except for the veggie burger and the salad and the apple pie. Get it?
Oh my god!
That is all.
Ko gave you a little thumbs up. He wasn't the only one indulging. You wrapped the order process paid. You got number 264, then aimed the table. You sat across from Cove in the booth where you had a good view of the front counter. It was nice to have the pick of the place.
Thanks for doing this, Cove. I'm looking forward to this. Too bad the mozzarella sticks are gone. I'm not worried you're gonna finish all of that. You didn't start any conversation. Too bad the mozzarella sticks are gone.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's gone. Oh, I didn't even notice. I wonder why they got rid of them. But neither of you had the answer to that question. Then you took your phone to text your mom about your delay home. You didn't want them to worry. He'll watch you before pulling his phone as well, maybe for the same reason you did. When the updates were sent, it was back to being just you and your neighbor once more. He offered you a small smile. I've missed you, you know. Even if you weren't really gone, it's been in less time than I'm accustomed to. Cove tapped his fist on the table, definitely. He paired the action with a childish pout. If someone saw him like that, they might assume he was throwing a fit over not getting the toy that comes with a kid's meal.
I feel the same way. I'm really glad we're doing this. We demand more time with each other. You're really cute. You're so spoiled. You chuckle at his mini tantrum. You're really cute.
I feel like we demand more time
You're
in with each other.
Cove.
We demand more time with each other.
You're cute, Cove.
We demand more time with each other.
So I guess it's one of the two. Which one? You're cute, Cove, or we demand more time.
We demand more time with each other.
You're cute, Cove. Really
we
cute.
demand more time with each other.
I wonder why we're saying that thing. Just let's randomize those two. Forget the others.
Fine. 1. We demand more time with each other. You dropped your palms onto the table for added emphasis. Exactly. He beamed at you sincerely, a ray of sunshine in this late night food trip. When the number was called, Cove hopped up from his seat before you could react.
Don't worry about it.
I've got it. Save our spot.
All right, see you. I'm helping get that. What? You nodded your agreement. You shook your head no. What?
I just nodded in agreement. I usually just if you want just save a table for them because you already sit down.
Okay.
You know.
I'm just gonna nod in agreement.
On an agreement.
I don't get.
You stayed at the booth. You got situated. You stayed in the booth. You got situated for the arrival of all the stuff. You checked over the table and moved your phone to the side to make sure there was a clear space. Cove returned with 2 trays in hand, a great bounty of food. He placed them down carefully, being extra cautious with the tray that held his milkshake. I'm back.
Thanks. I appreciate having the nice sit-down restaurant experience.
It's no problem. Cove didn't hesitate before digging in. He took a large bite of his cookie and immediately sipped his milkshake. Aw, look at him.
He's so cute. It's funny.
Yeah. Then he took a spoon and sampled his sundae with an approving hum. He made an attempt to follow up with a bite of his apple pie as well, but failed with a stressed look on his face. He tipped your head in a silent question. Hot. He switched back to the milkshake and began taking a delicate slurp. Cove sighed at the cool relief brought. You also started to taste yours. It wasn't really bad. In only a minute, Cove's cookie was gone. You wouldn't be surprised if the milkshake wasn't far behind.
You smiled as he enjoyed himself. You flicked a straw wrapper at Cove. You teasingly offered to feed him his remaining treats. Last one.
The last one, yep.
Do you want me to feed you? You picked up his pie and held it out to him encouragingly. You scooped up some of his ice cream sundae on your finger and held it out to him encouraging. I'm not gonna do that. How about you?
I want to do the last one. I
With
wanna
your
do the
finger?
last-
I don't want that.
It's fine. It's not. It's fine. It's fine. Your boyfriend, girlfriend.
I know, but still. Sunday with the finger.
It's okay. Cove's gonna lick it off.
I don't know. I feel like that's. I guess I'm a little bit of a germaphobe.
Okay, we're randomizing it. It's the last one. Okay, you scoop some of his ice cream sundae on your finger and held it
Why
out to
don't
him
you use the
encouragingly.
freaking spoon?
He started choking on his milkshake and coughed. He spurred ungracefully and trying to explain himself.
Sorry.
I'm fine. He should have want more, showing just how fine he was. When he finally stopped hacking, he took a deep, heavy breath. It's okay.
Right, what?
He had no idea if he wanted ice cream or it was just saying things you were okay in general. Exclusively, he blushed and dropped his gaze to the floor. Out of pause, he then looked back to stare up at your finger, but the ice cream was starting to melt. A white drop splattered down on the table, but you wanted to give him a chance, so you didn't move. Cove gripped the table's edge and nodded. It's okay. This time you knew what he meant. He was serious. Cove cautiously leaned over and you felt a tingle as he brought his mouth to your finger. He put a slip around your fingertip and you got goosebumps at the touch.
Honestly, I still can't get over his face.
He dragged his lips over the tip until there was nothing left on it. Your face could have risen several degrees. You would probably need something cold of your own after this. When he let go, Cole looked at you. What is up with his face? It's cute. His cheeks flushed. He had a trembling smile.
Get over his eyes.
He's trying so hard. Was that good? He abruptly smacked the hand on the table and he turned his head to the side. I mean, that was good. The Sunday was good. Thank you. You cackled, amazed at Cove's reaction.
Oh my god.
He robotically grabbed his milkshake and started to drinking it, eyes anywhere but on you. After a few gulps, he started to calm down and gave you a shaky grin. It helped settle you. You felt glad Cove agreed to come along with you on this initial grocery trip, and equally happy you accepted his invitation here. A little time off your feet, a little something to eat, you felt more energized than before. After a long shift at work that couldn't have been more than an hour or two in the past seemed to be like a lifetime away now. You continued to chat, mess around, laugh, and enjoy yourself for the first time that night. You felt like you weren't totally grown up after all. Wow.
And that's it.
That's it. That was pretty short, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
it's the first one to go.
Yeah. So
I
first
know
one to-
it was short, so I thought, Leon, let's just do it.
Let's just do a short one because
But
Twilight
yeah.
is tired of doing these long ass ones.
Yep. Also, well, I guess, finally we
Yeah.
get to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baxter's very charming. I really like him.
Yeah,
I can't wait
Darcy's
for his
charming.
DLC.
This DLC.
really
We
charming.
may or may not attempt to play his DLC depending
I know.
on when it will
I'm
come
doing it
out.
alone,
Doing it alone. I don't
off
wanna
screen, away
Off
from all of
screen.
you, because Baxter's mine.
Well, you can have Baxter. I'll have Derek.
Baxter.
It's okay. You can have Baxter. I'll have Derek.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh.
we are in agreement.
Yes.
Okay, but yeah, I guess we'll just finish the episode off here.
Yeah. I don't know. I forgot what I have to say, but yeah, something. Thank you for watching this video and like and whatever, and support the game. You have
Yes,
to,
support the
or
game.
else. And yes, thank you for watching and stuff. Bye.
Bye.